let's get started. The session is just about you asking a question, and I will answer it as best as I can, or somebody in the group can try. Um, there are a set of videos that are posted on the My Seneca under the Business Professors community. However, part-time people are not on that list. So I think we managed to send an email out to pretty much everybody. A few bounced back, and it did have a curated list of custom videos and videos from learning and development that will help you. Make sure you do watch those. If you do have trouble with any of those items or elements, or you're thinking of something more creative, please send me an email. I'll try to get back to you the best I can. Okay, so let's see. Can the turn their microphones off? Okay, so Lisa has a question. How do you upload a document and record over it? Lisa, good question. There is a video about that. I would suggest you, well, there's a few ways of doing it. One, the easiest way is put it on PowerPoint as a slide. And in PowerPoint at the top, if you click slideshow, there's a record button. Make sure you do test the phone first. I got a call yesterday from a colleague who said they did several hours of recordings and realized it wasn't recording. So it's not the system, it would be the microphone itself. Just do a simple test, see if you can hear yourself. Once you finish the recording, you stop recording and then save the file as an MP4 or MPEG4, and you can upload that to My Seneca. So Lisa, have a look at the video. It really will help. Any more questions? Again, this session is all about your questions. We did one on Tuesday where we went over a few things, so we've discovered a few more things since then. Let me know what you'd like to know. I think testing is probably a big area. How do you get tests on? How do you put up a test and do exceptions for accommodated students? How do you upload a document? How do we see the participants here? Down at the bottom, there's a button with two people, and it should have a number 34. It says attendees. If you click it, you'll see all the participants. How do you attach a file in a Blackboard Ultra session? Okay, so if you can't right now, but if you log in from your My Seneca and you create an Ultra session, then there's a button at the bottom. Again, what you're looking at is 4 buttons. So there's one for chat, one with 2 people on it. That's attendees. And the third button has like a right pointing arrow. It's called Share Content. If you click on Share Content, you'll see a few options. You can share a blank whiteboard, which really doesn't do much other than type text and draw pictures. You can share your screen. So if you're leading a live session with your students, you don't just want to talk the whole time. You might want to have, let's say, a PDF or PowerPoint or some screen. You want to share your application screen. I do recommend that you use Chrome rather than Firefox. It's a lot easier, better to use. Have your files open. Don't open them while the students are in session. Have everything lined up, your web pages, your PDF documents, your PowerPoints, have them all open. You click Share Application. It'll give you an option as to what to share. You click it. Now, the key is people forget to do this. When you want sharing, on the top right corner, there will be a square button that you click. Now, below that, you'll see Share Files, and I'll share one with you right now. Share Files, you click on it, it says Add Files, and you could do as many as you like. So I'm just going to send one to you that might be interesting. Let's see. Here, let me send you a, there we go. I'll send you my toolkit. Now, it does take a bit of time. My toolkit's about 110 pages. Let's see how long it takes. You don't see this right now, but it is converting. And as soon as it's converted, you'll actually see it on the right-hand side. Right now, what you're looking at is a white panel that says nothing is shared. You can allow, in settings, you can allow your students also to share. So when you create an Ultra session, you can now say, are all your attendees participants or are they presenters? If you make them into presenters and then give them rules, they can now control the screen also. So if you're doing a presentation, your students have to present, then make them presenters. They can upload their own PowerPoints and show them. There is a video that I posted that you can send directly to your students, and that'll show them how to use Ultra. So I'm going to go back to the chat. This document is still converting. It'll show up. You'll see it. And what do we have? How do you upload and record over it? How do you participate? How do you attach a file? How do I upload PPT? Okay, so same deal. exactly what I just described. If you want the students to have access to the PPT, put it on My Seneca and tell them to download it before the session. If you want to show them the PPT, again, go to the third button on the bottom right of the screen, and I'll just do one right now. You go Share Application Screen, and you get three options. Again, use Chrome. You'll see your entire screen can be shared. Sometimes that's a good idea. And then you'll see application window. So I have two things open on my window. It's a web page and a PowerPoint. So I'm going to click on the PowerPoint and I'm going to click share. Again, you can't see this, but you have to watch the video. Now in a few seconds you'll see my PowerPoint. There we go. Now if I maximize it, I'm controlling my PowerPoint as if I would in front of a class. You can go forward, backwards, and of course your audio is live. Okay, so make sure that students can hear what the heck you're saying. Now I'm going to stop sharing at the bottom. Again, you can't see this button, but there is a button at the top, the bottom. I'm going to stop sharing, and that's what you're looking at. So you do want to spend a few minutes navigating, because right now what I'm looking at is my PowerPoint open. I'm thinking, where the heck's my chat? Where is it? Yeah, just minimize it and your chat will come back. Okay, so for people who can't be on this call today, will this be recorded? Okay, Lisa, so I did start recording. I don't know what happens to the recording. I tried to retrieve one before, but everything that I will present and any new questions come up, I do create little videos. And all of those videos can be made available. If they can't access them, they just have to ask me via email. I guess I can share it. And we're allowing everybody. This started all within our school, but there's a lot of people who need some guidance. So, you know, anybody at all can email. I'll send it out to them. So far, I haven't had a question where I need to create a new video, but we shall see. So yes, Lisa, all this stuff will be shared. Potter, thanks. I did try the share option earlier. What okay, good. When trying the system, I tried to share my screen and ended up showing multiple screens. Yes, it does. That's a weird thing. In fact, I'll show you what happens. It's really strange and annoying, but don't let it bother you. If I say share my entire screen, I think same thing will happen. Okay, see, so that happens. Now, right away, if you just went to one of your tabs that you already have open at the top, that'll get rid of it. Okay, so for example, I'll show you my email. Nope, don't look at my email. There's my main screen right here of My Seneca. On your side, depending on your monitor, your video card, it might look a bit grainy, but once you get into a content area, it'll be very easy to see when you zoom in, okay? I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to go back to chat. So again, have everything open. Trust me, you'll be more relaxed during your live session. And again, take it easy. It's not a matter of speed. I think your students will appreciate if you took your time, but have everything open. I think that's key. If you're fiddling around with getting things open and finding your files, your students do get kind of frustrated. It's like radio silence. You know, a radio show always has everything ready. They don't let it drop for 10 seconds. It's not a good idea. Hang on. Okay, so now the questions are coming in. I can't prioritize your questions. We can do overtime after. It's not a problem. Sure thing. I tried to share. Okay, again, Sandra, just one more point. Use Chrome. Okay, Chrome works a lot better. I'll type that in. Alrighty, if you don't have Chrome, it's a free download. Google Chrome. I have two computers, a desktop and my laptop. Okay, Bill, I logged into the laptop and okay, good. Okay, when I have shared, I can now see exactly what students do. Plus, I can use a chat on the student preview. Exactly, that's exactly what I'm doing. That's actually a good idea for your first session anyways, just so you know what students are seeing. And I'll give you an example. On Tuesday, when I ran the first session, it was the first time on Ultra, I didn't know what people were seeing, and I kept asking the people in the lab, what do you see, what do you see? But right now I have logged in as a user and as a moderator. Why do we need to create content area before creating a session? You don't, Pedram, you don't. But you have to create a session somewhere. So the best way to do it, and I'm going to go back to my Blackboard, so let's go to share. And again, this is entirely up to you. There we go. And you'll be able to see it in a second. There we go. Okay, so let's say that's my course. What I wanted, I don't want to bury a chat. You could, I mean, you could go to a content area. Let's say in Tableau, I want to create a chat session just for Tableau. I put it right in here. But what I'd like to do myself is click the plus sign on the top left, click tool link, and then type in virtual, or give it a name, call it a cafe, virtual cafe, call it whatever you like, and I'm going to add a Blackboard Collaborate Ultra and make sure it's available. Now if you want to move it to the top, go ahead. Okay, again, you need to be where your students' eyes are, or else you're going to get 50,000 emails. So it's right up there. Once I click Virtual Cafe and students know this is where our meeting spaces are, I now create one or more sessions, okay? They already have a session. I'm going to create another session. I'll call it March 30. So name it so students know what it is. I generally wouldn't turn it on or off. There's no reason you should turn off a session anyways. If people want to go in after the fact and do a chat, go ahead. This is the link that you will send to your students. They can go right into your course, click on Virtual Cafe and get to the session, but this is a direct link for them. And then I'm not going to end it. Open it up maybe 60 minutes before. Nothing wrong with that. And I'm going to go to session settings. So this is where you might want to say, all right, let people download their recordings. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. If you started the recording, let the students download it. I am going to share audio. We're not recommending video at all because you can't guarantee that your students would have a cam, and I'm not sure that students need to see you. The only reason that you will have a webcam as a live broadcast, you can guarantee it works, is if you have a whiteboard and you're actually drawing things right in front of them, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, so if I save, I have a March 30 session. It's there. People can log in. As long as you're there, you'll be able to chat with them, share files, etc. Now let me go back. See, I have everything open. I tested it. Everything's good. I know exactly where it is. Okay. Okay, so we have 41 participants. Let's go up. 2 computers. Can you embed videos? How did Peter sneak in there? Okay. Wait, you know what? I think I missed a few. Let's go back. Okay, good. How do you attach a file? Absurd. Okay. When trying... Okay, once you make a test, once you check make available, does it immediately show up or is it limited? Okay, so Sharon has an awesome question. I in fact tested this again this morning with 2 colleagues over the phone. Once you do a test, you have to check that box. And if you don't mind, I'll share the screen again and I'll show you. So this is in my video as well. Let's go to Chrome tab. I believe it's this one here. Now let's say that I have a test, and so I don't actually have a test, but I'll go to this one, and if I go to edit test options, okay, that's where you want to go to edit the actual options later on. Have a look. It's a very short test. I will check make available to students, right? Then I will restrict when it opens, time and date, and when it closes. So as long as it's available, it will be gray until 3/24/2020 8:59 a.m. Got it? Have a look at the other options as well. And while we're here, I'm going to address another question people are having. Let's say that in this class I have 3 people who are accommodated, and there's different kinds of accommodations. I get it, you know, private room, breaks, take meds, whatever. That doesn't matter anymore. They're at home. But the timing, let's say you have 1.5 the time. What you want to do is after you make the test and you set everything up like forced completion, randomize, prohibit, backtracking 1 at a time, whether these three things are a must to kind of, at least to some extent, stop cheating. Only show a question at a time, can't copy paste the whole thing. Can't go back on an answer, and randomize every question, okay? And don't just have 5 questions, put in a whole lot of smaller questions as well. But go to the middle. Let's have a look. Go to the middle. Again, what you're seeing is running a little bit slower than I'm talking, so there we go. You see the add user or group? Now I'm about to show you something. You're going to see names of my students, which is fine. This is not secret. This is a privacy I checked. I'm allowed to show you this. When I go here, you'll see a list of every student I've got. And if I have these 3 students who have accommodations, then I could set any one of these three parameters just for those accommodated. So for example, this person has 1.5 times, so I'll put in 135 minutes. This person has double the time, I'll put in 180 minutes. And again, add just a little element of flexibility. Maybe don't do forced completion for accommodated students. Now when you click submit, what's going to happen is that those students will actually everyone will log in, everyone will see the test, but when those 3 students go in, they will in fact have the extra time that you allotted. Okay. Share when trying system. Okay, so I'm going to go forward. I don't know if questions popped in up there. Eileen asked, how do I upload PPT? Again, I think we addressed that one. How do you attach a file? Okay. Trying the system. I can't read that fast, people. Bear with me here. Can we video record our webinars for students unable to attend? Okay, so Helena, we addressed that earlier. Yes, you can. So on the top left of your screen, there's a button. It has 3 lines on it, and you'll see a little bit of a recording. Now, you know, I've allowed users to start a recording. Please, nobody stop the recording. But you can click up there and actually start or stop the recording. Now, let me just show that to you again. Again, bear with me. I'm flipping back and forth. Okay, so entire screen. Okay, you see this button up here? Looks kind of weird. Actually, let me change that. Application window. There we go. Nope, that doesn't help either, does it? Yeah, if you share the same window, it's going to look kind of weird. But there is a button at the top left. It's got 3 lines. Click it. It says start and stop recording. All right, can we record? Ash, I have 2 computers. Bill, how do you keep getting down there? That was at 10:08. We're at 10:20 now. Stop reposting, Bill. Can you show embedded videos in your PowerPoint? Yes, you can, Peter. Okay, I won't do that here. Although, yes, I will. No, I won't. No, let's do it. Okay, so let me show you the screen. Sorry, I have to think where my videos are. So I will go to, give me a second. Application window, okay. Just go to entire screen. So you'll see something odd in a second. And now you'll see my PowerPoint. So if this is your PowerPoint, what you want to do is go to a slide, click insert, and you want to click, let's see, let's find video. I have not done this in a while. There it is, video. Okay, so on the top right corner, you'll see video. And when you do video on my PC, now you could put in a YouTube link, but that's a little bit tricky, all right? What if the link disappears? I'm going to try to find a video. Somebody look. There we go. I recorded a few weeks ago. Make it the size that you want. Now, keep the video file exactly where it is. Now, the video is embedded in here, and when you save this file, the video will go with it. Okay, I'm assuming that that's the way it would work. What I would then also try to do, rather than just have the video there, my preferred way of doing it is actually play the video. So start recording, and everybody look, this is a question we had earlier. Slideshow, record from the beginning, and within the recording, so when I press record, within the recording, play the video. So the video playing on your screen will actually record as part of this session. And then when you stop recording, make sure you go to File, Save As, and save it as an MPEG-4 video. And I think that's a good workaround. I don't like messing with the possibility that my video will play or not play. I like to have a 100% guarantee, and I think that's probably the cleanest way to do it. Okay, again, I have a video tutorial on that. Have a look. I did that. Use Chrome. That's good. Thank you. Okay, you're welcome. Who was that? Bill. I did the same. You the internet. Okay. Can't help with that. That's a good. Okay, big nod. Creates a lot of issues. Okay. Allows you to see the chat while you're sharing the screen. How do you administer a test using BB? Can you upload a test paper and time its availability? So Cotter, we just covered that. If you can also watch 2 videos I have actually on how to do a test. Very creative ways. Have a look at, and if you have questions, you can email me or stick around. I can cover that at the end in a separate chat. Is there a problem with using the course room instead of setting up individual sessions? There's nothing wrong with that, except it's one session, right? You can't, like if you wanted week 11, week 12, week 13 sessions as separate sessions, you can do it. There's really nothing wrong with it. You're welcome. It's easy enough to copy online tests to other course sections for students writing. Okay, this is good. Okay, I'm going to cover this, okay? I don't have a video for this. I shall cover this. Now, everybody ready? Share the screen. You see, now I'm afraid. Okay, let's go. We shall do this one. So you should be seeing my, nope, you're not. Sorry, let me go back. It's not. Okay, let's go here. Okay, so there we go. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit if you don't mind. That's a little bit clearer. There we go. So just be aware, there's about 4 seconds between something I do and when you see it. So Lisa, you have my phone, so if you notice something weird between what you see and what I'm saying, just text me right away. Now what I'm going to do in my course is go, let's go to a content area in any one of these, or you can go to the bottom left, go to course tools and test surveys and polls. Okay, either way. If you go to test surveys or polls, click on tests, and I'm going to create a new test, so build a test. So I'm just going to show you in its simplicity how to build a test. This will help Cotter as well. So I'm just going to call this test Q. I'm going to put in a description for the test, always important. Same description you would giving an in-class test, and any instructions. And I think instructions are more important here in terms of, is it forced completion? How much time do people have? Can you skip a question or not? Please put those clear instructions in. I'm going to click submit. When you click submit, you don't have much, okay? It's just a test is ready. I'm going to go to create question, and there's a lot of different types of questions here, okay? Lay off the stuff if you're not sure what it is. I'll do a hotspot for you just for fun, okay? If I want to create a hotspot question, I'll call this Q1, and I will upload an image. And I will put an image, and you shouldn't be seeing half of this stuff, so let's do a map. Oh, I have a map ready. Click next. So whatever image you have, so I need a question value, don't I? Where the heck is it? A question text. Click. Ugh, okay, I can't see today. On Mexico. Or normally I would say identify the largest economy in USMCA. So click on Mexico is the question. I will click next. And all I do is draw around where Mexico is, just as much as you possibly can. There we go. Okay, reasonably a person would click in this zone. Now Lisa, for example, in your course, if you had let's say a picture of a industrial establishment, and then you can say click the where there's a guard missing, or where the MSDS should be, and they either get it right or they get it wrong. And then don't forget to set the point value. I'll create one more question. Create question, and I'll do a simple, just a true false, okay? Now let's do a multiple choice. There we go. Multiple choice. It's called, go back, Q2. And the question is, how many countries in the world? I don't know. I want them to look like 1, 2, 3, the numbering, vertical or horizontal. And once you choose one, stick to it. I'm not going to allow partial credit. I'm not even sure what that means. And I'm going to allow 4 potential answers. So you can go as low as 4 and as high as 100, which is kind of strange. And my first answer is 1,000. Right? Let's put a comma. Why not? My second answer is 204. And I don't know, let's say that's the right answer. I think it's 204. We just got South Sudan. I will go with 192. And maybe go with just one, which is mine, right? Our country is the only country in the world. Okay, good. Little bit of feedback, so correct response feedback and incorrect response feedback if you choose to type it. That's not a necessity. In fact, most people won't do it in these conditions. But going forward, if you are going to always do online testing, it's always a good idea to provide feedback for an incorrect response. So let's submit. I've got a test with 2 questions, 1, 2. There we go. Now, what do you do with this? I'm going to go back to my course, and you have to pick a place where you want the test to happen. So, for example, I want my test to happen under presentations. Okay. I'm going to go up here to tools and, assessments, and go straight to test. So if you didn't want to do it the way we did it, you can start creating a test right here as well. It does exactly the same thing. The test I created is called test Q. I will submit it. And again, just change some of these parameters like we discussed before. All right, let's submit. Now, to answer the actual question, what if I had more than one class and I need the same test? Okay, good. So what you do is make sure this test is 100% clean. Go down to test surveys and polls, tests, and find the test that you want to copy over. Click, and we're going to actually export to a local computer. Please don't use copy, export to a local computer. And when you export, it shows up as a kind of export file. And depending on your browser, it's either on the top right of your screen on a blue arrow, or you'll see it at the bottom. But I will tell you, it is in your downloads, okay? It is in your downloads folder. I'm going to go to my other course where I want to put the file. Let's just randomly go to an old course. And I will then go down to course management, course tools, and tests, surveys, and polls. I will go to tests, and I will import the test. This is the cleanest way of doing it. That's why I'm showing it to you that way. Browse my computer, go to my downloads, and this is the test right here. I gotta find it. Yeah. Okay, it's one of these tests. There we go. Let's just use this one here. Click open and click submit. Congratulations, you now have a test in the second course. So again, where do you put it? Let's go to Tableau, assessment, test. The test is waiting for you right there. All right, and you can repeat that process. And the good thing is you now have that test saved on your desktop or in a folder somewhere. Okay, now I'm gonna stop broadcasting this one. I'm gonna go back. I think I answered that question. Okay, let's take a little breather. The same using Is there a problem with using the course? Nope. Is it easy enough to copy? Okay, Lisa, hey Lisa, if I answered your question, put your hand up. Oh, I shouldn't call on people. We were told not to call on people in class. Okay, sorry Lisa, put your hand up. Can't hear you. Maria, well, you can't hear me. Here we go. Janice Brown, if you want to meet with students, can we actually see participants or is only audio on chat? You can. So Janice, if at the bottom of the screen you click the second button that has 2 people plus number 39, you'll actually see a list. Now, when you log in, you'll actually have to click everyone. There's 2 options, moderator and everyone. If you click everyone, it'll show you. So right now I'm looking at absolutely everybody that's here. And next to a name, and I'm just going to switch over. I'm not sure if I could switch over to this, but let's try. Let's switch over. Application window. Home tab. Okay. There we go. I think it just looked weird again. Yeah, it looks weird. Okay, so just look at this here. When you click attendees, these are all the people, and next to a person, you have two options, right? Their experience is excellent, they haven't rated, but if you click these three dots here, look, you can send a private chat message to that one student. So if a student's going off on a tangent and just confusing the heck out of people, put a stop to it. Send them a chat saying, be quiet for now. You can make a student a moderator right on the spot so they can share their files, and you can make them a presenter. Well, I don't recommend make a moderator, but make them certainly a presenter. And I think a captioner means a person whose job is to type in what people are saying, and you can lower a person's hand. That's pretty cool. The kid has their hand up all the time, and hey, it can kick people out as well. Okay, I think I'm going to kick Elliot out. Elliot's on twice. We should kick one of them out. Okay. So let's stop sharing this. If you wanted me to, Cotter, I have seen this test option earlier. How I recall saying which the assessment will be at the test center. I don't know what that means. Again, if you share that email with me, yeah, I don't know what that means. How to create a test pool and use it. Okay, Ravindra, that's a whole different thing. We won't cover that here. Look into it. And if people can raise their hand, how many people would like to create a test pool? Email me. Then I might create a video. Test pool is simply a large pool of questions. And if you have time to put in a lot of questions, like say 200, quite often you can get them from the publisher of your textbook. Be careful, you got to look at each one, make them your own. What a test pool allows you to do is create a test and then choose questions from the test pool, either randomly in total or randomly from a block. Okay. Lisa's hand is up. Huh. Hey Lisa, down at the bottom there are 4 buttons. Click the last one. See if that works. Here, I'll show you. Put my hand down. Okay. Maria, turn up volume. I just said that. Can we copy a recorded session to be displayed in another section of the course? Alariza, I don't know. I have not tried that. I will look into it once this session closes, and if you can send me an email, I can respond to that. You're welcome. Bill wants to do a test pool. Okay. Just to let you know, with the limited time that we have now, building a test pool is gonna take some time. I would recommend that you just do your test with the questions that you have lined up. However, if you do have a large set of questions from a publisher, or you already have questions ready, there's a method to put them all in an Excel spreadsheet, column for column. It's a little bit tricky, but there are instructions that I provided in one of the links. Have a look at that for the test pool. John Kim says, thank you, but I'm not sure I answered his question. So you're welcome, John. How to use breakout option to put attendees in discussion groups. Huh. Okay, there is an option for breakout sessions, and let me just look at it before I show you. Blah, 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 blah. I saw it before. Okay, I will look into that. I don't know. I've not done it. There is a way to do breakout sessions in Collaborate. Okay, I'll tell you what. Have a look at the notes I posted. The answer's in there, and that'll help you as well, because I can't recreate it right now. Oh, great. Okay, Grade Center. Now I understand. So what was your question, Cotter? I see this test option earlier, how I recall heading which says assessment. Yeah, so what happens is when you create a test, it automatically becomes a column in your grade center, your grade book. It's already there. If it was a test you're giving that's not graded, you could either ignore it or delete it from gradebook. The thing is, you can hide it, so you can't delete it if it's an actual test, but you can hide it from student view, and do not include it in grade center calculations. Okay, so that was Cotter's question. Screen. We are seeing your screen weird. As when we show our screen, how can we solve it? John, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at it like I'm just going to share something, and it does look weird. So let me show you a tab. So if that's what you mean by weird, that's just weird. I don't know how to solve that. I don't think you can. But don't show the entire screen or don't show this panel. Show a particular PowerPoint file. So I'm just going to broadcast a PowerPoint file and you'll see how good it looks. Nothing wrong. There you go. That's my PowerPoint. Okay? Or a website that you don't get that problem. So if that's what you meant by weird, yes, I agree. It is weird. I just don't know how to get rid of that. I Googled it, couldn't find it. It is not test center. Okay. Could we please open up the access to all online links and training materials for as well? You can ask your chair. So Ravinder, ask your chair to go to the business professors community and put all PT people on it. I can't. Like, I don't know. I don't have access to PT. But I did email every PT faculty with the list of every video I have, every link. So check your email. It's at the bottom of my last email. The apology one, not the first one. Big blue button, no, I don't do big blue button, Cotter. So we're doing ultra instead. So big blue button, people like it, use it. It's not as functional. It's got actually problems. So I will not cover that. Lisa, it might be easier to simply copy and paste them. Yes, I agree with you, Lisa. If you already have your questions ready, then copying and pasting one at a time. In fact, it's a good idea because it forces you to rethink the questions. However, if you have hundreds and hundreds of questions, ask yourself, why am I running hundreds and hundreds of questions at this point? Oh boy. Yes, I got it. Yes. Okay, thank you. Eileen, we did that. So please refer to my video. Session settings. Okay, yeah, sorry. Session settings we shall go over. So let me go back. Let's go to, I guess, this one. So again, you're seeing a course, and I'm just going to go into my virtual session. Nope, no, I'm not going to go. Yes, I am. I'm going to create a new session. So that's the one we're in. Don't touch it. When you create a new session, just call it, I'll just give it a title, Session Q. These are your settings. First of all, are you going to allow guest access, which is what I've done for you? You don't have to. I mean, if you check it, the only thing it does for you, it gives you a link to send to your students versus having to instruct them of where to go exactly in My Seneca. I think either one works. I don't think any random person off the street's going to find your course and be in. If they do, maybe they'll learn something, right? It doesn't matter, just keep it. But that's how you copy your link if you want to share that with students. Now keep in mind, it's a link for each session. So if you have a session per week, you'll have 3 different links, okay? Start end times of the session, no problem. The only time you might want to actually set this up is if you're testing on Ultra. I would keep it open-ended. And I'm not sure what repeat session does. Oh, wow. Hey, there we go. So I can repeat this every week. I'm not going to. I want to set up my own and control the settings myself. I'm going to open it up 60 minutes before start time to let people settle in. You might have a description for it, and then we'll go to session settings. So let's have a look. Do you want to allow people to, oh, sorry, at the top. What are your students going to be? Participants, presenters, or moderators? And this is a setting for everybody who joins, okay? Do not make them moderators. Too much control. Presenter, no problem. They can share files. Participant is what you're right now. You can't share with me, and you cannot start or stop any sort of audio. Okay? I will allow my students to download the recordings if we could find them, and I will try that once we end this session. And do you want to make chat messages anonymous? No, I think if you're in a class, everybody should know what the heck you're saying and who you are. It's up to you. Profile picture of moderator only, not sure what value that holds. So if you do have profile pictures, which so far nobody's showing profile pictures, that's fine. Or just your picture, that's up to you. I will share audio. With participants can share audio, and again, that's entirely up to you. I asked you not to have microphones or mute them, but if you are going to do a back and forth audio chat, make sure that button is checked. The only thing there is you have to set rules up, else you get 20 people talking. Half the people don't have their own speakers turned down. It's recommended if you are going to do that, tell your students to have a headset microphone so they're hearing right in their ears and they're talking separately. Else you get echoes left and right. It's going to be frustrating. Okay. Share video, I am not recommending that at all, simply because you have to guarantee too many people, too many technical issues arise, guarantee people have webcams, and we don't want our system to crash if everybody's doing it. Post the chat messages, sure, why not, and allow users to draw on a whiteboard if you're going to assign them whiteboard privileges. Do you want your students to chat privately with each other? Yeah, why not? Wait, do they in class? Of course they do, sure. And moderators can see private chats. Why not? It's my class. I think I should be able to see it. But it's up to you, right? As soon as I click save, those settings will be applied. And you can change them again by going to edit settings. Got it? Now, if I'm going a little fast, please ask again. And in after chat, after session, we can address them in more detail, okay? With chair, no issues so far. Okay, so please only direct questions, no policy questions here. I do not want to deal with those. Multiple views. Okay, thank you, Bill. It is annoying. Let's just live with it, right? The multiple views. There are a ton of YouTube recordings out there, a lot of grainer on using Blackboard elements. Thank you. Thank you for an same question about copying recorded sessions. Okay, so we'll look into that, no problem. We have a lot of, okay. Can you send us link where we can do a complete course on Blackboard? Wow. I'm not sure what that means, Cotter. You can't start your own Blackboard course at Seneca. However, if you want to have your own Blackboard course outside of Seneca, you can. The site is called Course Sites. You're allowed 5 sessions, 5 individual and unlimited sub-courses within each, completely free. I'm going to read that again. Can you send us link where we can do a complete course on Blackboard? Okay, if you mean teaching you how to do it, you have to refer to teaching and learning. They might have a session there. Does Ultra work equally well with Windows or Mac? Deepak, good question. Users generally will not have a problem with Mac. However, if you're a moderator and using a Mac, there might be an issue. So recommendation is stick to Windows. We are a Windows shop. Our IT department does not support Mac. So if you're in the middle of a session and something goes wrong, IT cannot troubleshoot it. So we are recommending Windows. I believe everyone has access to a laptop. Here at Seneca, if you're full-time, you can always speak with your chair. They can issue one to you. You can also come here to Computing Commons, and even your office. The building is open. It's probably the safest building in the city right now. There's nobody here. Security's checking everything. And all the hand sanitizer stations are completely full, which is good. Number 2. That's anonymous. Okay, does Ultra have a provision wherein a moderator can do a preview session before a live session? It does not. What I did is I just logged into 2 different computers. I was a participant in one and then a moderator in another. If we don't let students download, will they be able to watch the record? Yes, you can always make that available to them. I don't see video option to turn on or off, even though you had it checked on earlier. Okay, so down at the bottom of your screen, Ravinder, there's 4 buttons, a picture of a head, a microphone, and something that looks like a camera or a jug of milk flat on its side. It has a line across it. That's your video button, okay? I think, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you don't see it. Oh, yes, okay. So participants don't see that button. Any guesses why? Because I did not allow you to see it. That's why, okay? So you don't have to worry about that. Thank you. Course sites, that's what I told you. Okay, thanks for the info. You're welcome. Okay, everybody, stop thanking, please. Anyone know what the difference is between multiple choice and multiple answer? Okay, yes, I do, Lisa. Multiple choices, you have to pick a choice. Multiple choice is one of those questions you get, you know, on a GMAT, I think sometimes says, pick two of the best options. So you have 6 options and you pick 2 that match more, or you pick all of the ones. So a tricky question would be, hey, pick all the ones that apply. Out of 6 options, 4 apply, you have to check the 4. I'm not sure about the pedagogical value of that, but it is I mean, I've seen it. It does work in many cases. It's more work for you to design. Requires a person to think more. So it's not just one guess. They have to guess 4 times, right? So it's a good option. Not bad. Number 2. Oh, Deepak is number 2. Okay. Cotter, can you... Wait, Bill's asking Cotter. You can YouTube Blackboard lessons. Yes. Okay, there are. You're right. Absolutely. 3 buttons. Okay, Ravinder. So I turned off that video button for you. Thanks, Bill. You're welcome. Somebody. Okay, thank you. You're welcome. We do see the recording button. Ash, looks like a video camera, upper left-hand corner. Okay. So that's 2 different things, Cheryl. What Ravinder was asking is to turn your webcam on and off, which would be at the bottom. And on the top left, you do see a little button that says, what you'll see if you click, everybody click on the top left. There's a button with 3 lines and a little kind of, I guess it's a video camera with a red button. You can only know that recording is in progress, so that we actually have to inform participants at all times that recording is in progress. But I can go in and stop the recording, which is cool. Now, if I made you a moderator, you can also stop it. Can you imagine a student willy-nilly says, I'm going to play a trick on this guy, and he stops recording? You want to turn that feature off, right? Don't make people moderators, except you. Thank you for that. Grade master options. I'm not sure what a grade master is. I don't do grade. Is that thing you scan in or you do multipliers? I have no idea. We're doing things online. Grade master. If you mean grade book, that's a whole different story, okay? Grade master questions. Okay, got it. Thanks, Cheryl. Yes. Okay, so if I went too fast and I missed something, please let me know, and we'll do this in... What does Bill Maher call that? He calls it after hours, after something or another. Somebody type that in. What does he call it? When it show's over, he goes online. Aftermath, aftershock, after hours? Overtime. Overtime, thank you. Yes, okay, in overtime. Give the analogy of our grade master use. Oh no, I was responding to the questions on MC questions. Okay, I'm glad you solved that. Okay. Anybody else? Wait, Eileen had her hand up and... Okay, go ahead. You don't have to put up your hand. Just out of interest, do you all have a file on your right-hand side that's shared? Nothing. It says nothing is shared, and I did share that file. So, okay, let me just give me a second. I'm just testing this out. I added a file to share with you, and it says 110 people have access to it or something like that. I don't know what that means. Okay. Right, no, nothing shows a shared that I can see. Okay, let me look into that. Can you please explain one at a time prohibit backtracking in test, which is located? Okay, so Ali Reza, what prohibit backtracking means is if I show you question number 4 and you answer question number 4, you then move on to question number 5. If you change your mind about question 4, prohibit backtracking won't let you go back to question 4. Okay, there's a rationale for using that. You know, if you want to leave the whole test open and allow people to go back. So if a test was an hour and I finish in 45 minutes, do you want to allow me to go back to questions to make changes? Sometimes a student gets a different understanding after answering another question, wants to go back, correct their options. It's up to you. It's different. There's no right or wrong answer to it. If it's a very short, kind of focused, time-intensive, time-pressured test, don't allow backtracking. You have to be confident with your answer, you plug it in, and then you move forward, okay? You used a pivot earlier and it showed up while you were taking us through the test. Where did you select the pivot from? That's my course. Yeah, so I don't understand your question, Cotter. Can you reword it, please? The pivot. Okay, so pivot, that was actually my test. I made the test. I just called it pivot. So instead of pivot, it was Q. Let's say I called another test Q. I had to record audio on my PowerPoint while delivering the lecture using the BB Collaborate on the same PC. I would not do that. No, don't do it. Well, you can do it, but here, let me show you. The only reason I say don't do it is your computer needs to have enough processing power and not crash. That's all. Okay. So let's go up here. I will show you a PowerPoint. So right now my Collaborate Live is on. Everything is being recorded, and I'm just going to remove this video. Now, if I go up to slideshow, so I'm at a point right now, okay, and Collaborate is on. If I start recording and I record, right? So you're just wait, 3, 2, 1. You're talking, students are seeing this. You're seeing what I'm doing right now. You're hearing me. PowerPoint is recording, and I go forward on the slides, I go backwards on the slides. As soon as I stop recording, that session is recorded within PowerPoint. So don't close PowerPoint. When the class is over, make sure you save it as a video. But I can go back to my Collaborate Ultra. Just make sure your computer has processing power to do it. Test it out first, okay? It doesn't affect your bandwidth if you start recording because you're showing PowerPoint anyways. But yeah, I get the idea. Makes sense. If you're going to record anyways, why do it twice? But please test it out first, okay? So that was Ravinder's question. Thanks. What are those two options in one at a time? Okay, so one at a time would be, okay, so imagine I give you a test online and you have access to the entire test. Like you can scroll up and down and see every question. One at a time just means the screen will only show you one question at a time. Live tracking reduces cheating. It does. Yes, it does. And even showing one at a time. So here, let me just tell you. Let's say you believe that 3 students are going to be in the same room with their laptop side by side. If I show them the entire test and they have an hour to complete it, they can easily go back and forth, even if you randomize and answer each other's questions. But if you show people one at a time and it's randomized, all 3 people in that room are going to be seeing a different question. Chances are, right, if you have enough students in the class, it's going to be very hard for them to keep track of who has what question in a limited time frame. Okay. Okay, got it. That's, yeah. So Cotter, that was pivots was test. Okay, so it works perfect. We'll test it out. I can't see the attendee controls. 3 dots against my name. You won't be able to. Only the moderator can do that. But you can see everyone else, right? See, so you can't send yourself a message, Deepak. So, but you'll see the dot next to, let's say, Lisa Guglielmi. You can send her a private message. Tina, in an online BB test, can students skip a question and answer it later? Yes, you can. So as long as backtracking is off, they can move forward on the questions. And let's say you have 30 questions. When they hit question 30, test is not over. Let's say there's still time available. They can always go back to another question. Now, the thing I don't know is, does it take them back to the first question they didn't answer, if they didn't answer it? But I think they should be able to go back to question 1. Then it's up to them to figure out which question they want to deal with, okay? Will this session be recorded? Where can I find Maria? I'm trying to record it. I'm not sure what happens with it once it's recorded. That's a test for today. But if it is, yes. But I'll tell you right now, everything I've described, except how to record this session, do have videos, and I'm just trying to think. So Maria, when you got the email to come to this webinar, if you look at the bottom of that email, there is a list of every video that answers pretty much all these questions. And you can then watch those in a more relaxed pace because we're going a little bit fast today and there's a lot of questions happening. So yeah, those are there. And if you don't have those, please email me in case you haven't figured out my email. In my Seneca email, just type that in and you will get my email. I will send those to you, no problem. Okay. I can't see that. Where am I? Will this session be recorded or randomized? I randomize both MC options and present to avoid cheating. Great idea. In fact, if you want to do the ultimate, do a force time, force completion, randomize everything, and in multiple choice questions, you can also randomize the answers. So for one student, A becomes D for the next student. That will be as close as we can get. People will still find ways around it, but you make it incredibly difficult, okay? You have 3 sections, Lisa. Writing the same quiz, yes, at the same time. Do I have to copy and paste for each section, or can I import into other? Yep, you have to save it first, and then in the other 2 sections, Lisa, you would import it, and it'll be the same test. With the again, randomization happens randomly, which is the cool part. Blackboard takes care of all that for you. Okay, once the section is set and ready to go, yeah. So you do have to do it that way. Got it? Thanks. Recording takes twice as long to render. Yes, Cheryl, I've heard that as well. Thank you. Then it will be available in the session under recordings. Okay. Bill. Is this Bill Gianos or Bill Singh? Answer to recording sessions. Once you record this, it takes a while. Hey, you're plagiarizing Cheryl there, Bill. Come on. Should give her credit there. Okay, once it is rendered. Hey, I'm not seeing any sort of laugh emojis in there. Come on. We typed. All right, no problem. You both get part marks. Okay, then. I think the testing was a big ticket item today. Yes, it was. And I think you should all feel comfortable dealing with accommodated students. I did verify today that the test center is closed, although Computing Commons is open. So if you do have accommodated students, you know, in all fairness, give them the extra time. And if you have to push a little extra, that's fine as well. The other accommodations we cannot help. In cases where a student has assistive technology for accommodations, then that student has to discuss with the counseling office as to what they can do for them. I did ask a boss today, a chair, what's going to happen with deferreds, because I suspect a lot of deferreds are going to happen. And a lot of internationals, in fact, I believe they were going back. They're finding cheap tickets. They are going back. We can't advise them otherwise. So we're going to have to figure out a way to deal with those things. But I would, in fact, myself have everything ready, lined up, assuming everybody will be here. Just have it lined up. It's nice. For the summer, here's what I'm doing. I haven't heard anything, so don't quote me on this. Summer session starts mid-May. That's, at least for now, we don't know what's going to happen. We might be shut down. But I am already starting to prepare my summer courses for pure online. And not only preparing from that raw kind of Blackboard sort of way in a boring way, I'm actually rethinking the whole andragogy, pedagogy of how I'm approaching this. And I'm teaching one course where I'm looking at it saying, wow, this is an opportunity for me to actually do some creative things and, in fact, let the students be just a little bit more creative themselves. And I plan on achieving the same objectives, going a little bit more project work rather than just raw testing, although sprinkle it with a lot of quizzes. Cal Barber actually yesterday gave a good idea. He goes, look, I'm introducing more quizzing, like more weekly stuff, so students can at least self-assess, and it gives you an idea as to where students' knowledge is as well, and you could direct them. Tina, you mentioned that maybe you should not use forced completion on an accommodated student. How does this help them? That was just a thing I said. I'm saying maybe. Imagine an accommodated student has anxiety. I mean, that is, if you look at the reports, the stats, anxiety is the number one thing people report. Forced completion adds a layer of anxiety. And if that student then goes to counseling and says, look, this didn't work, I wasn't oriented, we're going to be obligated to retest them anyways. I don't think in most cases it would be a problem if, let's say, it was a 1.5 times and we, let's say, started the test maybe a little bit sooner, allowed a window for people to get used to it. I don't know. I'm just thinking a person with anxiety and the test just shuts down automatically. Yeah, I guess wouldn't be a bad idea. It's up to you. I'm not giving you policy direction at all. A lot to iron out. These are unknown and uncharted territories. I don't think in my lifetime something like this ever happened. Huh. No, we're not going completely online forever. That's not happening. How about giving even more time to accommodate students? We need an end. Yeah, okay. So that, I mean, if it's 1.5 times or 2 times, that's perfectly fine as well. Again, you know your group, you know your student, you should know them by now. Create that experience, but you have to just add those layers of flexibility. There has to be some elements of that little bit of trust. I will click submit, and that's how you do it. Okay, so you can repeat that as often as you like. Mm-hmm.